So you guys remember a few years ago when Russia invaded Ukraine, and all of the businesses left Russia. They were like, "You can't just do this. You're taking over a country," and everybody left, including McDonald's, right? And then Russia said, "Oh, y'all gonna pull out of Russia? All your trademarks are dead. Ain't no trademarks in Russia no more, right?" So it has been, I don't know how many years since Russia has invaded Ukraine, and apparently that ain't stopping. So I guess people are trying to go back to Russia to claim their name, specifically McDonald's. McDonald's has reapplied in Russia for their trademarks, okay? Now, McDonald's says they're just trying to preserve the brand in Russia, okay? But the whole point why you left was that you didn't want to be associated with a country that was invading another country without the right to do so. You pulled out, right? So why are you going back now? Why do you care about preserving your brand in a place where you don't want to do business? That's my question. Now, from a purely business point of view, look, if you're planning on opening back up in Russia, say it with your whole chest. But don't give us this whole preserving your brand, whatever. You pulled out saying we don't want to be associated with you anymore. So what you trying to preserve? What you trying to preserve? So on a moral stance, I feel like it's kind of shaky. But on a legal stance, on a brand stance, I understand what they're doing because Russia had said ain't no more trademarks, we're not recognizing any more trademarks from outside of Russia. Random people were going in trademarking decades old trademarks. Somebody was trying to trademark Starbucks, and didn't have any right to it because Russia said, well, if the rest of the world ain't gonna back us up in trying to take Ukraine, bump your intellectual property. And I guess intellectual property is more important than people's lives, so whatever. But it's McDonald's. What do we expect? But do you think that McDonald's should take those steps to preserve the brand in Russia, even though they pulled out all of their restaurants, closed every single one of their restaurants when Russia invaded Ukraine? If they did that, do you think it makes sense to go back to try and preserve the brand? Let me know in the comments, okay?